Welcome to Breakout Creator. Today we have a very special guest joining us, Morgan J., a comedian known for his hilarious improv comedy and musical talents. Morgan has built a strong following on social media through his unique and funny content, and today he's here to share his strategies with us. Get ready to laugh and learn as we dive into Morgan's journey as a comedian, hear some of his best improv moments, and get his insights on using social media to connect with his audience. Morgan's wit and humor never fails to entertain, and we can't wait to see what he has in store for us on today's show. So sit back, relax, and get ready for a hilarious and informative conversation with Morgan J.
It's so interesting you have this setup, because I have like an intern. Well, when I was doing my podcast, I had a guy who, he still helps me with stuff, but I kind of stepped away from the podcast because it was a lot of work. It's a lot of work, dude. You really gotta be ready to do this. I don't know.
I'm ready. I have the setup. I have the tools.
You got everything here. You cabled up, you wired up.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're set up to the thing is for you, I feel like you have so much happening on your side. People don't see this, but he's got 2 screens, 2 speakers, he's got a lot. And so like right now he's not looking at me. He's looking at
You're right.
So what happens is when I did my podcast, I had my guy sit looking at the screen, and I just sat across from the person over there. We kind of like cheat out a little bit, but you'll eventually get used to it. You know what I mean? You'll get used to it.
Yeah.
It's a different beast.
It's a different feel.
We can't all be Joe Rogan.
No,
you know what I mean?
He's got that guy helping him.
He's got Jamie.
Yeah.
Jamie, pull that up. We don't have that.
Oh, but I do have.
What do you have?
I have this. Ready?
Yeah.
It would be easier to have Jamie to just pull it up, but check. We've got the TV connected over here. Can you see that?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, who's that?
Wait, you got my numbers and everything.
Look at that.
Oh my God.
18% engagement.
That's my engagement. I don't even know this stuff, so I have to
take a screenshot.
No, this is good.
105 million views.
This is good because I could send it to potential, people.
877,000.
That's total likes. Yeah, we're gonna hit 20 million soon. 583 videos, and then I'm 877,000 followers. That's great. That's good. My growth has been slow and steady, and that's the way I like it. That's the way I like it. I think it's okay if you have exponential growth, but then you have like I don't know. It's.
What's your strategy right now for posting on TikTok?
Well, the main thing that I focus on is posting consistently, but also like my mental health. I think I talked to you about this a little bit about.
Yeah.
There's a lot of burnout and a lot of emotions attached to these numbers, and for me, I consistently post just about every day, but I'll post it and forget about it, and it's mostly the same type of clip. It's a crowd work video clip. It's rare that I delve outside of that. However, I was yesterday doing my big journal at the end of the year, going through my 2023 things that I'm going to do differently, my goals and stuff, and I'm going to try to post content that makes me a little bit more uncomfortable.
Okay.
That's just not crowd work clips. I'm obviously going to post those, but I'm going to do some, songs with the RC505, the loop machine. I'm going to do some acoustic songs. I'm going to do some songs from my car. I thought about doing some man on the street stuff, but, I'd have to be really clear on why I'm doing that and what I'm doing, because there's a lot of that. I think the only thing holding me back is that you see a lot of that online.
Yeah.
And I'm already seeing my comedy peers make fun of those videos. I've met with a couple of creative managers and brand managers, and they help influencers build their brand and stuff like that. And both the 2 people I met with, they had a very clear message, was why is more important than the what. Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
And I think I just try to keep that in mind, because I see a lot of young college students or high schoolers going to a Walmart, asking the questions. You see that one girl I see her go, me or Black History Month. Have you seen that girl?
No, haven't.
It's a really sexy girl. She's going to people in the Walmart and going to them with the phone, like, me or Black History Month,
Why?
Because it's just like, it's like shock content. But the point being is you said why, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
We'll get back to the why. Why are you doing that? What is the end goal with that? Where do you want to take, like, what do you want to do with
Yeah.
that material? Like, do you have a strategy in place when it goes viral? Are you going to keep making videos like this?
It's like shock content a little bit.
Yeah. Are you gonna sell merch? Are you gonna sell like what are you gonna do with it?
Yeah.
Are you trying to get a TV show? Are you trying to host a game show? Like, what are you trying to do?
I don't know.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't think anybody knows.
Yeah.
You know, me, it's the why is very clear. Like, my why is to make genuine connections with people on stage and create an experience that is unique and possibly unforgettable for the audience, right? And if you keep that why in place, it helps fuel the art, or how I use this guitar. I have a guitar here.
Got you.
I'm just gonna strum it real quick so you can see. But
Ooh, just added the new
no,
mic.
no, 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 no.
Good.
Yeah, but I have this guitar here, and how do I use that? How do I make music the conduit for creating those experiences, right? So I do a lot of the crowd work, and I also write genuine songs. I write comedy songs. I've written children's songs. I went to theater school. Like, it's all leads to creating an authentic and genuine experience. You know what I mean? That's kind of what the why is. So and also in the end, generating ticket sales and seeing, and because at the end of the day, like, money is part of it, but being able to fund my lifestyle and
Yeah.
my life as an artist and stuff like that. So
What's your favorite song? Favorite song you've ever written?
my favorite song that I've ever written.
It's a tough one. Wow.
I've written a lot of songs.
How many songs have you written?
Well, I'm about to put out my third album, so that as far as the albums go, that will be around 30 songs. But I've written, like, I don't know, 50, 60 songs, something like that.
Okay. Are those all like fully produced songs?
No.
Comedy songs?
It's all types of songs, kid songs, children's songs, probably more than that if we add all of them together. But my favorite comedy song, I mean, it depends, right? Like, what is the one I like to sing the most?
Yeah, sure.
What's the song I like to sing the most? It's got to be the heartfelt songs. Like, the one on my new album, I have two, which is The Other Side, and I have the one about losing followers, and I think that is going to be, I think The Other Side is my favorite song to sing.
About losing followers, so is that a little bit more personal?
Yeah, I mean, look, we're doing okay right now and we're on an upward trend, but I think every creator knows that you can't have growth all the time. Sometimes the growth is going to go down and it's going to go up, and it's going to go down and it's going to go up. So when I had my first dip, there was a month where I was moving into a new place and I just wasn't active on the app for about a month. Yeah, it was a month. And I lost 20,000 followers over the course of the month. It just kept going down. And I just wasn't using the app. Just wasn't using it.
Was it TikTok specifically that you?
It was TikTok specifically. And then Instagram and YouTube were basically just sort of stagnant. You know what I mean?
What's your following on all the other platforms?
YouTube, I'm at around 43,000 subscribers. Instagram, I'm at 118,000 subscribers, and I'm kind of hovering at around 118 there for a little while. And
on YouTube or Facebook?
Facebook, I don't even use Facebook.
Wow.
I know we talked about this. I don't even use Facebook. I don't know why. Maybe I'm messing up, but
it's hard to do everything everywhere.
All at once,
these platforms.
Yeah, it is really hard, and I just feel like TikTok is kind of like the main driver to all the other platforms. So I'm just gonna keep crushing that one as much as I can, and putting on that one as much. It's the one that's given me the most love and support and generated the most opportunities in every field. I don't know if we're gonna talk about this, but
we could talk about whatever you'd like.
I've been doing this for 15 years, and TikTok has really changed my whole career, completely transformed it. And I know a lot of my comedy peers have been very, what's the word? They've been very reluctant. Reluctant to really dive deep on this app and make it happen. But, if you just grind it out, it works. It works if you work it. It works if you work it. So it's been really transformative, and I'm gonna keep grinding out until the next app comes out that dethrones this one.
What was the first signal to you that happened and you're like, this is it. I'm going to go full time into posting.
Well, it was never, it's, for me, the signal to go full time with the posting on a regular basis, it wasn't anything in particular. I always give myself a time period. So I said during the pandemic, I got nothing else going on. I will double down on content. For 2 months, I will post to YouTube every week. I'll post to TikTok every other day, and I'll try to post to Instagram regularly. And so I did that for 2 months, and then the results were kind of undeniable as far as like things going viral and generating, these numbers and being in the industry as an entertainer for such a long time, auditioning for commercials and TV shows and movies and performing at clubs. Little by little, that conversation of, hey, how many followers does this person have? When you're talking to agents or managers or casting directors, how many followers is this it's coming up more and more.
Yeah.
To the point where there was literally concrete, this year in particular, we're at the end of 2023, there was concrete results in my career that were absolutely enormous that I can't really I'll tell you about it if you want to know, but all of it was a result of my followers on social media and my reach,
getting access to different.
I became a new cast member on Wild 'N Out, and that was strictly
awesome.
Strictly because of my reach on social media, and my exposure on social media. Nick Cannon saw my clips, totally unrelated to anything. I have several friends that I know on that show. None of them ever recommended me or put in a word for me. That's fine. I don't. But Nick, totally unrelated, somehow saw me on Instagram,
Right,
and then DM'd me directly.
wow.
You know what I mean?
That's cool. That's crazy.
So that is a complete result of social media presence. I just booked and shot back in November a huge commercial campaign for this company. I'm not going to talk about it just yet because it hasn't been released, but it was like any other commercial audition, except at the bottom of the breakdown. A breakdown is basically when you audition for something, it tells you what they're looking for and the usage, where it will be on. Is it going to be on national television? Is it going to be on internet only? And at the very bottom, it said having 150,000 plus TikTok followers is a huge plus.
No way.
And that's what it said at the bottom. And it just so happened, I had a great audition. It's a couple of things, right? It's not just the following, right? Because I had to also go in there and give a good audition and read.
Yeah.
I had to go in, I had to do all the things that you have to
be interesting.
Have to have an agent, submitted the headshot, all these things come together. And I booked this deal, and it's going to be really helpful and lucrative in the next year, and help fund the rest of the next year and allow me to be a little bit more flexibility with creating stuff. You know what I mean? Awesome. And then ticket sales are insane. Like it's you could literally see a visual, like in real life, right? So I have been on TV already. I've been on one of those Last Comic Standing shows. I was on 3 episodes. Each episode was watched at least 3 million times.
Wow.
So I had literal FaceTime, but also the people watching that show, the age range on that show was a little bit older. They don't use social media, right? So when I go to a city, like I was in Austin a couple weeks ago, I was headlining a show on a Wednesday, and I sold 270 tickets. And then when I go, I say, how many people saw? I literally do like market research on stage because I'm curious,
Yeah.
So how many people saw me on TikTok? How many people saw me on Instagram? How many people saw me on Bring the Funny on NBC? And it's a resounding TikTok and Instagram. And everybody's 25 or younger who bought those tickets. Or maybe it could be like in their 30s and stuff. But you could literally see it. You could literally see it in real time. So the numbers just change. I have a friend, this guy, Matt Rife. Matt Rife is exploding on social media. I think he's got like 5 million or 6 million followers on TikTok. And,
wow.
He's been at it a while. He started when he was like 15, 16. Now, because the recent explosion on TikTok, the dude is selling out theaters, like multiple nights at a theater. You know what I mean? And it's just undeniable. And so I feel like I'm talking a lot, but I just can't speak highly enough. There is a love-hate relationship with the platforms, but for the what it can do for your career. If you're any sort of business, it's kind of undeniable.
I'm curious how fast you saw the return. So let's say you posted a video on a Monday. When was your show? And
yeah, so there is a
quickly?
strategy to that. Excuse me. There's a strategy to that as far as selling the tickets as a comedian or a live entertainer, especially in my field. For TikTok, I don't know. Can you go to my actual profile? Or no?
Yeah.
So if you go to, I don't know if we want to show it, but if you go to my profile and you look at the top 3 pinned clips, you're going to see that the pinned clips are, I don't know if you can see it, but it should say, maybe it doesn't show the pinned
It doesn't
clips.
show the
Well, the pinned clip is, there's always a pinned clip that says tour dates, right? Because if you have one video go viral, you have to assume if you're posting regularly that like every week or two, I'll have a video that breaks, 100K views, sometimes 500,000. And then occasionally, recently in the last 3 weeks, I've had at least one a week break 1 million or more. I think I had one that's still climbing. It's like at 8.5 million views or some shit. But what happens is if you keep getting those at bats, right? And if something hits, what's going to happen is people are going to go to your profile. They're going to do that little swipe right. They're going to go to your profile and they're going to see what the top 3 videos are. So I have my most popular video. I have the tour dates and then whatever video I want to push. Sometimes it's just 2 or 3. It's 2, but what happens is if you have a tour date, like the Austin tour date, I had listed on my link tree for 3 or 4 months. So what happens is if you have that thing posted there for 3 or 4 months and you have 5 to 10 videos break 100,000 views or 500,000 views, people are going to click that link and they're going to see what tour dates and like, oh my God, he's in my city. Because it's real. The hardest part is converting those people who watch the video to them buying the ticket, because unfortunately, and while I love my audience and I love the users on these social media platforms who support me, people are very lazy. And maybe you have experience with this. It's really hard to get people to just get that one extra tap.
Well, what I'm seeing from you, even talking about this, having that tour date, you're giving them something in the future to kind of plan for. So it's not
100%.
happening like Friday.
No.
They might miss it.
Yeah, and even still, I'll do a show in Austin, and the next day somebody will comment, "Hey, when you coming to Austin?"
Yeah,
because you're constantly building an audience. And I think I saw some statistic like when a video is going viral, like 90% of the views are all new people.
Right.
It's nobody from your. I have almost 900,000 followers. And if you look at, if I have 900,000 followers and the top video of mine has like 8.5 million views, there's no way all those people are watching it over and over and over again, right? So it's 90% of those people are new people.
Yeah.
And so, that's the people we're trying to sell to.
You got to keep feeding the machine in a way.
Yeah, and so you feed it, and then as it compounds, so once you break 1 million, more stuff will happen, and it just compounds. I don't know. It's
yeah. So I got a game that I have here for
Let's
you.
do it.
If you want to do some icebreakers, it has 4 things on there. Ready? It's got people, traits, places, and things.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
And then it's gonna spin, and we're gonna pick one, and you can sing a little song about it. What do you think?
We can try it out.
Want to try that out?
Yeah. All right. So you want to do what? So you're going to.
Let's say we'll spin it over here, right?
Let me tune this.
Go ahead. Ooh, fancy. Do you need a tuner? Oh, he's got
No, it's all good.
magical ears. So the first thing is traits. How many things you want? Let's see. Things. We'll go with trait, thing. Good now?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Okay.
And we are at places. We're gonna go.
Okay. So what is? All right. So now you are. So okay. So you're gonna spin it. Is that what's gonna happen?
So I've got a wheel here. I've already hit 2. We got a trait and a thing. Okay.
Okay.
So
A trait and a thing, like a personality trait.
a personality trait about a unibrow.
Mm.
What do you think? Is there something you want to start singing about? Maybe.
Yeah. Hold on. Hold on. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh wow. I used to have a unibrow, but now I get my eyebrows done like every 2 to 3 weeks. I'm not saying that a unibrow is kinda weak, I'm just saying it's a style choice. A lot of people have a unibrows and it looks real good, it looks strong. You got a strong brow, you got a strong brow. One brow, one brow, one brow. You got one 12-inch brow across your whole face. It shows that you got a lot of hair. Where else do you got some hair that you don't care about? It's the only place that I don't know. Unibrow, yeah.
Ooh, the run at the end. I love it. Okay, the next thing was a thing.
Explosive diarrhea.
It says explosive diarrhea.
There's a girl across the bar, hey, it's nice to meet ya. Oh no, oh my god, I got explosive diarrhea. I didn't expect that if I mixed Taco Bell and Selfish and something else, maybe a drink or two, I would explode all over the bath. I'm not bringing, I'm messing up. I'm not bringing it. Explosive diarrhea. This is the worst way to meet ya. Explosive diarrhea. It's like 2 or 3 tablespoons. Oh no. But yet somehow the corn is still solid. How is that a thing that happens?
I want to know how this became your style of comedy.
Oh, that's a good question. Can I put this down for a second?
Sure.
You know what happened? I was doing stand-up for about 6 years. I was kind of hitting a creative wall, so I switched to the musical comedy for just like I said, I gave myself a time limit, 2 months. So I'm gonna write like 2 songs. I'm going to take it to all the open mics, and we'll see what happens. And then people really like that. I remember when I first started, it was very scary. I shook on stage. I didn't feel like I sang well, but now I feel like a rock star up there, you know. And you kind of got to you kind of have to believe you're a rock star. I do this thing when I walk out on stage. You'll see it in my next comedy special, where I point to everybody. I'm like, no, you, no, you guys. And I do it as a joke, but honestly, I also do it to make me feel better about being on stage and less afraid. You know what I mean? To feel like a big deal up there. So that way, you know.
I mean, it's about the audience. I mean, the audience.
Yeah, so going back to your original question, how did it evolve? So I did the 2 songs, and I just wrote some comedy songs, and then I was doing these shows for So Far Sounds. I don't know if you know what that is, but they're these live secret music shows around the world. And basically, you know, I started hosting those events, and those were legitimate music shows with real musicians. Not to say I'm not a real musician, but musicians that are doing, you know, songs that are genuine and heartfelt, or you know, songs about love, heartbreak, whatever it is. But I would go up there, and being the only comedian, I would do crowd work, and that's kind of how it started, and people loved it. And for a while, I would say for the first 3 years of doing that, I was always nervous because I was about to do that. Because I was like, how is this going to go? But it always went well. And then now I'm sort of chill about it, and I realize it's kind of like a magic trick. You know, even if the crowd work isn't good, I'm still singing and I still sound good, you know. So that's kind of how it evolved. And as the songs evolved, I would put crowd work within the song. So, like, for example, I have a song called Bro, right? So Saw you from across the room with your solo cup. You were with your crew, I didn't wanna interrupt. You got this vibe that makes a dude wanna blush. Can't deny it, boy, I think I got a man crush. Bro, I just think you're really cool. And bro, just wanna be your number one dude. Hell yeah. Now, then there's another verse, but I'm going to skip that verse. And then I would go. So I wrote this crowd work into it. So I'd be like, you, bro. What's going on? I'll be talking to you, bro. I'm talking to you.
Oh, me?
Talking to you, bro.
Okay.
Obviously, I know your name, but I'm going to, for the bit of like, what's your name, bro?
John.
John. That's a cool name. I never heard that name, though. You know, and then the whole bit turns into me agreeing with whatever you want. So I'd be like, John, do you like sports?
No.
I hate sports. Sports are stupid. I'd be like, you got any hobbies?
Yeah, podcasting.
Dude, I love podcasting. This is my podcast.
Yes.
This is my podcast too. And then, you know, I'd be like, do you have any? Now say something nice about me.
You got a cool guitar.
Thank you, bro.
You're welcome.
And then I'd ask the guy to come up and take a selfie with me, and then we try to kiss. I mean, I try to kiss him. But I write it. You know, I have a song called "Split the Check." You know, it's like, so it'd be like, can we split the check? You clearly had more than me. Can we split the check? You picked this place as bougie. This is the chorus. And then, can we split the check? This can't cost one of FD. This is one of the first songs I wrote the crowd work into the song. So then I would pick a gal in the crowd out, because we're exploring stereotypes in the song and things that we know about splitting the check. And I'd be like, you girl, what's your name, girl?
Susie.
Susie, Susie, Susie. Let me ask you a question, Susie. Do you split the check on the first day?
No.
Right? And I'd be like, you look expensive as hell. And then I have all these, respect. Most of the time people say the same thing. And, you know, it's like some people will say, I don't split it. I do split it. Sometimes, etc. And then, and then you just go on. So, sorry. So I'm trying to think of what other song, but I do.
All good.
But now, so the point being, I'll write the crowd work into the song, so it's kind of evolved.
Interesting.
And now it's come back full circle, because in the new special, I have some songs that don't have any crowd work, that are the more heartfelt songs, and just kind of being okay with singing a song and having people listen to it. You know, with comedy, you feel like there has to be this constant back and forth. I say something, you laugh. I say something, but you know, it's just as important to be interesting on stage. You know, and you could be reaching somebody in a way you're not used to. Even with the heartfelt songs, people come up to me and they're like, I needed that, you know? You don't know.
So just to play off that, what's like one of the best comments you've gotten back from someone on stage from one of your shows?
I did a show in Raleigh, North Carolina. There was a woman in the front row, and I was picking on her and her friend. And
you say picking, but it's with love.
It's with love. It's a lot of, you know, I'm thinking about calling my special with love, warmth, and affection, Morgan J. Like sometimes I write that like sincerely.
That's really nice.
With love, warmth, and affection. And it might be too long though. I'm thinking about going clickbaity with it, like better than Bo Burnham or something. Even though I don't believe that I am, I truly think he's an incredible artist, and he's an inspiring guy. And but like something clickbait, something that they want to click, because the last special was called "I Hope My Ex Doesn't See This." Yeah. Right. It was either, but the best interaction I've had, and I get these interactions every once in a while, but this person in particular, she DM'd me after the show and was like, hey, I just want you to know that like I was going through like a really, really dark time during the pandemic. Like I almost didn't get out of bed, and I almost, you know, made some choices that I probably couldn't have come back from.
Oh my gosh. And
I swear to God, and she said, you know, you brought me out of a super dark place, and I can't thank you enough for that. And I get messages like that at least once a month. And if I'm getting those messages once a month, think about all the messages that I'm not getting of people who feel the same way. Because it's a matter of having the courage to even say something, right? There's a lot of people who just don't even want to say anything. So when you think about the amount of people who do say something, there's another like 90% of people who won't say anything, right, who you know you've impacted as well. So you really don't know what your impact is. You really don't know. So I do write these dumb songs about dating relationships, but they definitely help people. And you know, if I'm being honest, I got into this to like get girls to like me. You know what I mean?
Really?
Absolutely.
It's interesting.
Absolutely. I remember I was like I was like 5 years in. I was at an open mic in Brooklyn, and the whole crowd was guys, and I realized like I had this. It's so lame, and I hate even saying this, but I was like, why do I don't want to sing to a bunch of dudes. What? You know? But I remember going home that night and having this conversation with myself. All right, so you've just realized really why you're doing this. You know, it's very clear. So there's 1,000 ways to get a girl to like you. So do you want to do it this way? Do you want to like embrace this art form? Do you want to be good at this art form? Do you want to really get good at your craft, or do you want to just like make money? Like, what do you want to do? You know? And then I kind of doubled down on it, and so, but also the byproduct has been people of every gender hitting me up saying like, you have helped me out, you know, in more ways than one, not just like mentally but like also I've gotten people, you know, smooching on their first date, or fall in love. Man, I've had somebody DM me. They said, we went to see you on our second date. We're getting married now. And we would love for you to play at our wedding. You've been like a part of our story.
That's amazing.
So there's just so many different ways you impact people you don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So, so yeah, it's been a really cool ride, and I think the best is yet to come. Not that we're like wrapping up the podcast, but I'm just excited to see where this art form takes me next. You know, this year, the next special is going to be more multimedia. You know, slowly evolving the act. You know, I think we haven't talked about this, but especially in this field of social media and stuff like that, you can't. It's not about being the best. It's not about having the most followers. It's not about winning all these awards. And while all that stuff is good, what if you do? I'm gonna talk right in the camera. What happens if you have the most followers on the internet? What happens if you win all the awards you wanted? What happens if you make all the money you wanted? What happens? What do you do? You know, you're going to, you have to evolve. I always say like, it's more important to evolve than to be the best. It's so much more important to evolve than to be the best, because if you're the best, you have nowhere to go, you know? And if you evolve, you never really reach that mountaintop. You know, the journey is exciting, and it stays fun, it stays creative, and you know, and there's so many different ways it could take. Like, and if you choose to evolve, you give yourself space to have your dreams and your goals change. You know what I mean? It's like you can quit the thing you were thinking about doing, right? So like, and I'm not telling you to quit, but let's say you reach, you know, the 5 million followers or whatever numbers in your mind that you've created, right?
Yeah.
You reached it.
Yeah.
And then maybe you realize, this might not be what I wanted. I don't know. So then you have now, you've given yourself the freedom to be like, well, maybe I'll try something else. Maybe I'll start painting or something, you know? And it just gives you that freedom. It's all right. You know, this guy outside who's sawing the concrete, he wanted to be an influencer. I bet you know, I don't know what I'm saying. But, you know, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you guys get what I'm saying on the social medias? You know, like, I have I'm going to hit 1 million. I know I'm going to hit 1 million followers at some point.
Yeah.
And I've been writing in my journal for a year or two, like, you're going to hit 1 million. You're going to hit this and that. And then when I hit it, like, I remember I was like, you're going to hit 100,000 on Instagram, right? And then I hit it in one fell swoop. Like, in the course of a week, I went from like 20,000, maybe it was like a month, 20,000, like 120,000.
Wow.
And I hit it. And all these people that I was jealous of or envious of because their followers and their engagement and their things, once I hit the numbers that I wanted, I felt fine. And then I also realized it's never, like, either you're satisfied or it's never enough, right? So you hit 100,000, you're going to want 200,000. You hit 200,000, you want 500,000 or whatever it is. And it's never going to be enough. So you have to realize, so then you have to learn, like, what is enough for me, right? Like, you know, I don't know. I'm not trying to be all
deep,
but no, honestly, because,
That's
Especially, look, I'm 35, and I've had people DM me who are like 18, 19, like, I want to do what you do. And it's like, I've been doing this for 15 years. And while some people might be prodigies and they might have this explosive thing, you know, you're building a career and not a fan base. You know what I mean? You're building a career, not a fan base. All right. So build something that fulfills you. You know, I don't know who said this. Like, you have for creators who have millions and millions of followers, and I know you do, right? You don't, you can wake up and say, I don't have a boss. Like, I don't have a boss, but you kind of do. You have like 5 million tiny bosses. And if you don't show up to work and you don't post consistently, they fire you.
They fire you.
Yeah. And that's who your bosses are. So you have to get yourself in a mindset where you're not beholden to your followers. You're beholden to the process and what you like to do, you know? And that song, going back to that song, Losing Followers, it was a huge moment for me because, like, as an entertainer, we want to be liked, right? We want to be, validated. So when 20,000 people decide they don't like you and discard you, it feels hurtful and it feels personal. It's a physical manifestation of your fear, right? And so you got to learn how to deal with that. And also, just so you know, the numbers, if you have 10 million followers, that person's probably losing 100,000 followers. It just goes up and down, and you got to just learn how to deal with those numbers and know that they're just numbers. And there are people behind those numbers, but, there's still a lot of people who love you, like, real talk. I
want to know, do you have any other hobbies besides playing the guitar?
Any other hobbies besides playing the guitar? Other hobbies, I do rock climb. I haven't in a little bit because somebody stole my rock climbing gear out of my car, among other things. So I just haven't gone around to replacing it. I do rock climb. I run, not as much as you run, but I do run.
Yeah.
Just so you know, if you run, you're a runner. Whether it's 1 mile a week or it's 100 miles a week.
That's true.
If you run, you're a runner. I run like every other day. I'm not trying to break any records. I run 2 to 3 miles. That's what I run.
It's good.
And I run at a very leisurely pace. I'm doing between an 8.5 to 10 minute mile, depending on
that's perfect.
Depending on what you're doing. I'm just trying to get my heart rate up. And can I tell you something? If you run even a mile a day, if you run even 1 mile a day, which should take you in between 5 to 15 minutes, depending on your athletic ability, you are in the top 10 percentile of Americans as far as exercising and health goes. If you run just 1 mile a day. For real. No, for real.
This is good advice.
For real, 1 mile. If you walk a mile, it's just, you don't got to do a lot. So anyway, I run. I play video games. I'm going to stream today on Twitch. I don't know if it's going to be a video game.
Speaking of video games, so you'll be the first guest to use the wheel.
Let's do it. I'm down. Do I spin it or do you spin it?
I'll spin it.
No, do a better spin than that. Do a bigger spin.
Bigger spin.
Bigger. There we go.
Okay, and then I've got a bunch of card games here. Okay. So we're going to play a game called Where Am I?
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you all a whole bunch of clues that are all going to be pointing to one thing.
Okay.
And you're going to guess where I am. You ready? All right. I'm in Europe.
And I'm going to just guess where you are?
Yeah.
In Europe?
Yeah.
You're in Italy.
No. I'm a beautiful place to be.
You're at a beach.
Nope. I'm first mentioned in the 12th century.
You're in Turkey.
Nope. I'm not real.
You're in heaven.
No. Mark Twain mentions me.
You're in a beautiful place to be. You're in Europe. But you're not a real place.
It's really tough. It's a really tough one. But you got
Atlantis?
Just saying. No, not Atlantis. JFK's time in office sometimes references me.
Next question.
It's like impossible. I am King Arthur's mythical capital.
Oh, you are in the Merlin, King Arthur, Excalibur.
Yeah. You're getting it. You're getting it.
What is there another one? What's the name?
Let's start. Okay, where am I with the initial C?
With the initial C, you are in. Charlotte.
Nope.
God, I can't remember.
You give up?
Canterbury.
Oh, so close.
Nope.
Camarillo? Camelot.
Camelot, of course. You know, there was a book by Mark Twain where an idiot in King Arthur's court or something like that. I read that book. That was a really funny book. It was a good book.
You want to play another one?
Let's do one more. Yeah, that was fun.
All right.
That's a fun game.
Thank you. Well, okay, so you played Where Am I? We're playing Who Am I now?
Wonderful. Are these all part of the same game?
Yeah. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Who am I? I'm a fictional character.
You are Snoopy.
No. I'm human, but my closest friends are not.
You are Steve from Blue's Clues.
No. My film includes songs and assassinations.
Songs and assassinations. But your friends are animals, but you are a person.
Yeah. Well, my closest friends are not human.
I don't know. Next one.
Okay. My signature song was Almost Cut.
Nope. Keep going.
My slippers were silver in the book.
Oh, you are Snow White.
No. There's no place like home.
You are the girl from Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
What's her name? Dorothy.
Dorothy.
Yeah.
That's right. Good job.
We did it.
Classic.
Assassinations.
Yo, I don't know.
What is that?
I have no idea.
What is that? All right.
Okay, we'll do one last one.
Okay.
And then I've got some more questions for you.
Okay.
So we're gonna you want to do Where Am I again? Okay, here we go.
I like the Where Am I? Let's do it.
You'll get this one. Here we go. Where am I? I'm often called the Island of Love.
The Island of Love. Keep going.
No, you gotta guess. Take one guess.
Sicily.
No, not Sicily. French is my official language.
Morocco's not an island. It's a French island.
Any guess?
The Falkland Islands. That's not right.
No. My origin is volcanic. First thing comes to your mind.
Oh, Fiji.
No, not Fiji.
Polynesia.
Close. Paul Gauguin came to me to paint. I don't know who that is.
Polynesia, Mauritius.
Nope. Okay, I'm known for pearls and vanilla.
Indonesia.
Okay, I'm the largest of the Society Islands.
Well, it's not Hawaii.
No, not Hawaii. Captain Bligh landed on me a year before the mutiny.
It's one of those islands, and it's like as if it's a French. It's like I watched that mutiny on the Bounty. It's not Tunisia.
Starts with a T. That's the last guess.
Tonga?
No, not Tonga. Where am I with the initial T? This is tough. It's a tough one.
I don't know.
Tahiti.
Where's a place you'd want to... What's the farthest you've ever traveled?
Oh, wait a second. What's the farthest place I've ever traveled?
Because sometimes I think about wanting to go to a place like Tahiti or Fiji, but the jet lag and the travel, it scares me, you know?
Yeah.
Even I went to Europe this past summer, and I was there like a week before so I could adjust to the jet lag. To the jet lag.
Did you have a show there?
I was doing a festival in Scotland.
Okay.
That was one of the coolest cities I've ever been. Wow. Edinburgh. It's amazing.
Cool. What was what'd you go there for?
What's the farthest place you've traveled?
Oh, wait a second. Whose podcast is this?
That's right. I've had a podcast before. I know what's going on.
You do.
What's the farthest place you've traveled, sir?
Would you believe it? Only Hawaii. That's it.
And why haven't you been anywhere else?
Wait a second.
How old are you?
34.
But why haven't you been? You can go other places.
That's true.
You could do all the stuff you do and go somewhere else and do it.
Well, this is a lot of things. I mean, that's the studio to bring it everywhere is kind of difficult, right?
No, but you can do the man on the street stuff somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know.
You know where I'm from?
From Jersey.
I'm from Jersey.
So am I.
You're from Jersey also?
Yeah.
Where in Jersey are you from?
No, where in Jersey are you from?
Yo.
No, go ahead. You have some questions you want to ask me.
Yeah. I mean, well, I really want to get into further, like, why you got started as a creator. You know,
Oh yeah.
what did you do before you were a comedian? That's what I want to know.
I mean, I right out of high school, I went to theater school, and then about a year or two, well, I mean, literally the first week of theater school at NYU, I did an open mic, so I kind of always knew I was going to do this. You know what I mean?
So you were like in all the plays and
Yeah, I did all that stuff. I auditioned. I auditioned for college. I literally auditioned for college. I gave a headshot I gave a photo of myself to go to college. As a matter of fact, when I applied to NYU, my guidance counselor, Mr. Khan, said it was a reach. He said I couldn't get in.
Whoa.
He said because of my SAT scores and other things, like I wasn't, But he also didn't realize I was applying to the theater school. The requirements for a theater school is much different. They judge you on a whole different criteria than the business school. So yeah, I got it. I got into Emerson, NYU. I was waitlisted at Rutgers because Rutgers also had one of the best theater programs in the country. I think it still does, but I went to the audition the wrong day, so they wouldn't. Obviously that was a bad look on my part.
Damn.
But yeah, so I kind of always knew I was going to do something like this in entertainment. I just couldn't see myself doing anything else, which honestly, I'm really glad I did this and I stuck with it. And also, after I graduated college, I gave myself like 10 years. So
What do you mean you gave yourself 10 years? I see you're talking a lot about timelines and giving yourself certain.
Well,
chunks.
I think timelines are really helpful because if you're somebody who wants to do this in particular and go viral or be a success or something, if you only try to do it for a week and then none of your videos hit, you feel like a failure, right?
It's true.
So if you get, God, I mean, when I had 2 videos pop off on Instagram, I was having like exponential growth on the app. And a friend of mine, for that month, mind you, and a friend of mine DM'd me and was like, hey, dude, what are you doing different on Instagram? Like, what happened? Like, what did you do? And I said, honestly, man, I don't know. I don't know. I've been doing different hashtags and trying different strategies and trying different thumbnails and different fonts for the things. And you just try stuff, right?
Sure.
And then he's like, yeah, because he was a musician. He's like, yeah, because I posted like 10 clips and nothing hit. And I was like, well, bro, literally, if you go back to that page that says all my stats, I don't know if you could find it.
I'm going to close that.
Okay. So you'll see that I have 583 videos. Since 2020, in April, I have posted 583 videos. Okay? So out of those 583 videos, maybe like 10 of them have broken 1 million.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
Yeah.
That's really good. So when he asked me that, I will say I was a little annoyed because I was like, bro, I've been posting videos for like almost 2 years on Instagram, and it's only 2 have hit.
Do you think it's about the consistency?
I think it's about a lot of different things. I think it's about timing. I think it's about if in the first 30 minutes a bunch of people comment or something, there's all these little things they tell you, but you and I know the algorithm changes like on a weekly or monthly basis, and what they decide to push changes on a, I mean, I'm hearing that at the end of the year, there's less engagement in general because of the holidays. So, it's whatever, which is why I just post it and I post something tomorrow and I'll take all that stuff in and I'll post it and I'll see. But to go back to your original question, why did I get into creating, or go back to, went to theater school. I was already doing this for like 12 or 13 years before TikTok was the thing, before I went viral. I already had a backlog of 50 video clips that I could post that I had already been posting on Instagram that I was reposting on here. I already had a comedy special I just put out that I cut up. So I already had a ton of material. So I just was like, you know what? F it. I'm going to just throw it on this app and see what happens, And this was at a time when everything was shut down and a lot of my comedy peers were really cynical. Were like, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do virtual Zoom comedy. I'm not going to post to another app.
Yeah.
I had a friend who you met who worked at TikTok in 2019. He was like, buddy, you got to get on this app.
Oh yeah.
2019, it was like October. He was like, I'm telling you, buddy, start posting to this app, get on it. And I was like, whatever. And then
You weren't too far off though. You said
no, I started in like
April?
March or April,
Yeah.
right when things shut down. But again, I was like, I'm just going to do this for a little bit. I wasn't going to commit to it. And then it changed everything. And then I was a believer. And then a year later, I have all my comedy friends putting their clips out, asking me questions like, what are you doing? What are you doing? The same people who are like, I hate this. But then they have a clip pop off and all of a sudden, oh, now you want to do it. It's that beast that you have to, you got to do. So I didn't like want to get into creating, but it was more of like out of necessity, out of trying new things, out of pushing myself creatively. If you want to be in entertainment, if you want to connect with people, this is just a different way to do it. The stage changes. In theater school, they said, you're going to adjust your performance if you're performing for 1,000 people, for 500 people, for 100 people, for 30 people, for 10 people, or for one person who's looking at their screen.
Right.
That's just the stage. It's just different. So you're going to adjust your performance. And, I think if you're somebody out there who's saying, I'm not going to do it, then I think you're really limiting yourself and you're not being courageous in your art form, and or you just don't want to do it, and that's fine too. If you like, I don't want to like accuse somebody of not being like, they just don't want to do it, and emotionally and mentally, some people, it's not for everybody. I know a lot of talented people who don't do it, and it's okay.
So what was the factor? What changed for you?
Oh, that first video, Paul. Paul.
That's why I followed you from that video.
That changed everything.
Yeah.
And my regret with that was I didn't capitalize on that one viral moment. And so essentially, or maybe I shouldn't regret it because I kept consistent with true to like, because what I could have done was I could have done Paul in my car. I could have done that Paul lick everywhere possible. I could have made an acoustic song for Paul. I could have released it on.
Should we do redemption for Paul right now? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. Paul. I really miss you, Paul. 'Cause you have your arm in her arm. Paul, I think you're gonna get it in Paul. Paul, Paul. Paul, you have it all. Better call Paul, not call Saul. I should have put that on a t-shirt. Paul. And I could have released that on Spotify, and it would have been, you know what I mean? It would have been remixed by Diplo. You could turn this one up. It would have been remixed by Diplo. It would have been, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like that guy Josh Morris who does the orange suit. The guy who did the thing where he would just call out mine, and he would just turn to the camera.
Josh, yeah.
Bro got 3 million followers on an orange suit, having a big booty, and looking into the camera, and that's all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The guy's 20. He's in his early 20s. I'm not knocking him.
No, he's gonna be on here.
But that's a perfect example of somebody who he had that viral moment, and he did it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And kudos to him for doing that.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Why not just repost Paul?
I've reposted it 3 or 4 times.
Why not post it 10 times, 20, 100 times?
I will. I will post. I will repost it. I'm gonna repost all my viral videos.
Because then in a way we're remaking the Paul moment again, as if it was today.
Yeah.
And then you could.
Well, the most recent viral video is even more viral than Paul.
Okay.
But it's like a 2.5 minute video. So
tell me about that.
It was just a video that I basically asked people to stick around and watch, and they stuck around and watched, and the name of the game is keeping people's attention. And I know I'm a long form content creator, so it's very hard to be on an app like this. So a 30-second to a 1 minute clip is tough for me to really engage people. So employing these strategies to get people to stick around for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and now I've heard TikTok is also pushing those longer form videos. It was a boon for your boy. and it was very
Say
helpful.
boon?
It was a boon.
What's a boon?
Boon is like a blessing. It was like an omen, like a good thing, you know,
Like a boon.
like a good luck. Good luck. That is.
Can you sing a song about a boon?
I don't want to do that. I'm actually getting really hungry. I'm
Hungry.
No,
Want
no.
some chocolate?
No, because I fast until 12 p.m. I fast until 12
Should we
p.m.
take a break for?
Well, how long do we talk for? It's been like an hour.
It's been an hour. Yeah.
Yeah. How long do we talk for?
I think an hour.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, you let me know if there's anything you want to wrap this up with a nice bow, or you tell me.
Well,
What do you think?
no, I don't. I haven't figured out how to end a podcast.
No, it's easy. You just say, hey, so
Yeah.
what are you promoting? What do you want to plug?
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
So
So what do I want to plug? Obviously, follow me on TikTok, follow me on YouTube, Instagram, but most importantly, I'm going to be releasing a new comedy special. Ideally, I think we're going to release it in March. We're in the middle of editing it. We shot it a week and a half ago, and it was honestly, it came out chef's kiss, and I think it's one of the best things I've ever made, and I'm so proud of it, and I want you guys to watch it, so keep an eye out for that. And just like my last comedy special, I will cut this comedy special up into every possible clip I can, and I'm going to put it on TikTok one clip at a time. So you could watch it all at once, or you could watch it one clip at a time, but it will be out.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Morgan. All right,
How do you feel about that? Do you feel inspired?
dude. Very inspired. I did forget to hit record. Of course I am. Of course.
With all your screens,
Of course.
no way.